Hi, how you doing? It's Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock, and as always, we're live with Face the Facts. That's right, it's my weekly show. Every Tuesday, I'm going to come and talk to you from my home here in East St. Louis to your home or wherever you may be, and I hope God has prepared you for this cold weather, that you try to stay warm and protect yourself, your family, your neighbors, your pets, because it's going to get colder this evening and tomorrow. I want to start off this evening by really saying thank you, a heartfelt thank you to the New Covenant Church of God in Christ and Pastor Douglas. That's where we were last Saturday morning. We had a great time praying for the city. The saints came out, and I'm here to tell you, we had a really, really great time. I really want to thank him and all of his prayer warriors, the deacons, and all those who came from the other churches to share with us last Saturday. This coming Saturday, we're going to be at Mount Hope Missionary Baptist Church, 1907 Trinity, where the Reverend Antonio Harris is the pastor. We'll be there at 9 o'clock this Saturday. From 9 to 9:30, we are praying for East St. Louis. We're praying for you. We're praying for your family and everyone who is in need of prayer. It is not a political rally. We don't discuss politics. There's no campaign literature. There's nobody there with any buttons or any agenda except prayer. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. East St. Louis can only get out of the doldrums that it's in by prayer. Politics is not going to make it happen. Money is not going to make it happen. God will make it happen. When his people humble themselves and call his name, then they will hear from heaven. I want to also thank the Reverend Dr. Rodney J. Howlett, very good friend of mine. He surprised me last week. He called me last Thursday and asked me to be at his church this coming last Sunday morning. And I went Sunday morning, and I was very honored and humbled to receive an honorary doctorate degree of theology. And I really want to thank him and the Anchor School of Theology, Theological School and Bible Institute out of Texas. They and their board of directors were kind enough to give me a PhD and a doctorate in theology. I don't think I did anything to earn it. I just think that it was one of those blessings that God bestowed upon me, and I'm just very humbled and very grateful and thankful. Next, I want to talk to you about the election coming up in terms of absentee ballots. People keep asking me what I'm going to do. Cedric Hicks, Leroy White, those are my two guys. So, Cedric and Leroy can do anything to help you. They will do so. Let me give you their phone numbers. Cedric's number is 618-616-6013. Leroy's number is 618-795-0270. They're going to be available to answer your question. You contact them, you text them about helping you get a application for absentee. The absentee ballots are not ready if they haven't been even printed yet. But if you want an application, they're accepting those down at the Board of Elections. We'll have more about this on our website, but you can also call and talk to them. Finally, let me simply say to you that I was at Billy's Pastries this morning, and we had about 35 people come in and out of Billy's this morning. We had those persons got free donuts and coffee, those that wanted it. And we had a good time. We answered a lot of questions. We talked about a lot of things as it relates to East St. Louis. I saw old friends, met a couple of new ones. If you want me to come and sit down and talk to you and your group, whether it's in the South End or the OSL area, outside, I don't care. You let us know. We will try to make an arrangement to sit down and talk to you at some of your friends' home, at a business, at a church. I'm available. I'm running for mayor. I've got time to work it out, to come and see you, to talk to you about the city and about your future as a taxpayer. Last thing, then I'm going to answer some questions. I told you last week, or I asked you last week, to go on the St. Clair County website. Find out about the other elected officials, whether they're at the school board, whether they're at the park board, whether they're at the city, wherever they may be. Find out if they're paying their taxes. See if you're the only one paying these high taxes. You know, you can see all of my tax bill on there. I'm going to show you my home phone bill. I'm going to show you my home lighting bill. I'm going to show you my water bill. And so you'll see I pay taxes in East St. Louis. I pay my water taxes. I pay my American Bottlers taxes. I pay my UE taxes. I pay my phone taxes. I like to see if these other people running for office, if they got a phone bill, a water bill, a light bill, a tax bill. Are they just living off of you and you're taking care of them? There's something wrong about East St. Louis when your elected officials tell you they fixed your street. They tore this building down. They fixed this. They did that. It's your money. They use your money to do what they should have been doing all along. They're not doing you a favor fixing the street. These raggedy streets need to be fixed. But they don't need to be taking all this money, buying them a car, driving your car, which you pay for as a taxpayer, with taxpayers' gas. Come on, let's be real. This is East St. Louis. You know them and I know them. I'm asking you to vote for me because I care about you and I will not play you, rip you off, hustle you, or pimp you. Now let's go to some questions.
Mr. Officer, what are your thoughts on a dead-end street being newly paved and striped?
Well, it depends on where the street is. I think you're talking about 60th Street, right off of State Street behind New York Cleaners over in that area. I think it made some sense. That street was horrible. Those people deserved it. You only talk about a block, not even a whole block. I saw it Saturday when I was riding the bus, and one of my friends pointed out to me and says, look at that street. There might have been, 7 or 8 houses? Those 7 or 8 people deserve this street to be fixed just like anybody else.
Mr. Officer, is it true the mayor receives an expense account besides a salary for a part-time job?
Yes.
Mr. Officer, what is your thoughts on business in East St. Louis selling alcohol and tobacco to minors?
Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. Nobody should be selling alcohol to people who are not mentally and physically capable of being able to handle alcohol. Just because somebody is old enough to put their money across the counter, you shouldn't sell them alcohol, shouldn't sell them tobacco. You shouldn't sell them any kind of products that can be harmful to them. And that's against state law, federal law, and it's certainly against city law.
Mr. Officer, like yourself, East St. Louis have a lot of people born and raised families, bought homes, worked hard, still lives here. Do you have any words of encouragement?
Oh yeah, I'm counting on those people to elect me the next mayor. And quite frankly, I really want everybody to vote for me. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you live here and you got a house and you're paying taxes, I'm your guy. You need me. You know what they say in that movie? You need me on that wall. You need me to protect you from these thieves. There's no question. There's no answer other than I'm your guy. I know what it's like to raise a home. I own a home. I've owned 2 of them in East St. Louis. I know what it's like to raise a family. I know what it's like to send my children to East St. Louis Public High School. My daughter started off in the elementary school in East St. Louis. She went to daycare at Vivian Adams. I understand the trials and tribulations of a parent dealing with children living in East St. Louis. I know what it's like to live here day in and day out. I live here every day. I work here. My employees are from here. I tell you, I love East St. Louis. That's why I live here. I can afford to live anywhere I want. I stay here not because somebody's making me. I stay here because I was born here. This town has been good to me and to my family. I believe I need to give back. And I'm going to keep giving back as your mayor from 2019 for the next 4 years. We're going to make this place work.
Mr. Officer, do the city owns the riverfront property, and do you think that it'll ever be developed?
Yeah, it'll be developed. No, the city does. The city owns streets. The city owns the alleys. The city owns the right-of-way where the telephone poles go, where the street lights go. And yes, I do think it's going to be developed. We own some property throughout the city. We have to quit worrying about what somebody is going to develop right now. What we need to be doing first and foremost, we need to clean up our government. We need to clean up City Hall. We need to have honest, caring, sharing, compassionate people to run the government. That's where you start. If you get that done straight and you start paying your bills on time, you start making sure you got good employees that are courteous to you when you call City Hall, when you go to City Hall, that are doing their work 8 hours a day. If you start out there, then other things like development, other things like new jobs, all these other things will come. But you can't have everybody on the hustle, everybody on the take, everybody being corrupt, everybody gaming and scheming and hustling and playing and acting a fool. You know who's cheating. You know who's lying. You know who's stealing. Come on, this is the boogie, baby.
Mr. Officer, what part do regulatory affairs oversee in the day-to-day operations in the city?
I can't tell you what they're doing with regulatory affairs. I would blow that department up. I would get rid of everything up in there. I would get rid of all. You can't do a job if you're not licensed. How you gonna have somebody inspect a roof when all they got is a driver's license? How you gonna have somebody inspect your plumbing when they don't even know how to turn the water on and off? How you gonna have somebody inspect your electricity when they can't even put a plug in at their own home? Come on, you don't have anybody who can inspect your house, your roof, your electric, your plumbing. Nobody. Show me. Come on, get on TV with me. Show me, meet me somewhere and show me your credentials. Don't tell me just because you got a badge. Anybody can go get a badge at any cheap place in town. You got more people running around. You got more black colored folks running around with badges than I've ever seen people with little liver pills. East St. Louis is the home of the badge.
Mr. Officer, as candidate for mayor, what would you tell the people of East St. Louis about the importance of filling out U.S. Census form and mailing them in?
You got to do it. We need the money. The way that the federal government allocates money for cities is based upon population. Who are you hiding from? Ain't nobody in East St. Louis an immigrant. Ain't none of y'all come across the border. Ain't none of your relatives named Pablo. So, I'm not going to tell the government where. They know where you are. We're going to put it down so we can get some money for you being here. Let's be real. People in East St. Louis say, well, I don't think I want the Census Bureau to know where I am. Yes, you do. You want them to know because you want that check. You want them benefits. Come on, let's be real.
Mr. Officer, when you're elected, will you invite Governor Pritzker to come to East St. Louis, the most highly taxed city in St. Clair County?
Not only will I invite Governor Pritzker to come down here, I got a plan. I will go to Springfield. I will ask Governor Pritzker to get on the train with me and to ride from Springfield to Carlinville to Alton, from Alton to St. Louis, because that train comes all the way through, comes through East St. Louis, goes through Brooklyn. I want him to see the difference when you come out of Springfield, Illinois, you go to Carlinville, Illinois, you go to Alton, Illinois, you go to those communities in Madison and St. Clair County before you get to East St. Louis, and then when it goes across the river and gets to St. Louis, I want him to be able to look back and riding the train with me. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour ride. I want to have him for 2 hours on that train where he's talking to me. And I can explain to him it's not about the Democratic Party. It's not about the Republican Party. It's not about this leader or that leader. It's about you. I need to tell him and show him he can't raise taxes on you to make you pay 30 cents more a gallon for gasoline. That's crazy. Nobody else is going to look him in the eye and tell him that because they're scared of him. I don't care that he's a billionaire. I care that he's the governor of the state of Illinois. He needs to hear from a leader who cares about you. Not somebody, I don't need him to give me a job. None of my relatives need a job from him. I need him to care about you, to make sure he doesn't raise your taxes and that he gives you services and provides goods for your future.
Dr. Officer, we hear a lot about TIF money. Can you explain what TIF money is and how it's supposed to be used to help taxpayers?
It's tax increment finance. It's that portion of the money that comes to the city that used to go to the school district, used to go to the township, used to go to other taxing districts. the money that your taxes don't get lower because you have TIF. It's just supposed to be targeted to go to certain projects. What has happened in East St. Louis, most of the TIF money, I'm being told, I'll give you a report on it in about 2 weeks. I'm going to have to go downtown and ask Doreen Houston for the records because legally she keeps all the records. My sources are telling me that your TIF money has been going to people to maintain liquor stores, to pay for certain demolition and other projects that have nothing to do with economic development. Only the only money that has been helping to develop has been certain politicians have got campaign money, certain politicians have had stuff developed for them and their families, but not you and yours.
Dr. Officer, the present administration have been in office 3.5 years, and in the last 2 months, you see a lot of work being done to improve the city. Is that fair to taxpayers?
Well, yeah, I think it's good that they're doing some work. Primarily, the reason they're doing some of this stuff is because I've raised these issues. I got on them about the lights. I got on them about certain streets. I've gotten on them about a lot of different things. And guess what, baby? They got nervous because they felt me coming. They saw me not holding back, not sitting around taking the old okie doke, okay? They have got to get up off their butts. I've asked them about new things like video poker machines. I've asked about things like the billboards and new stuff that I've been proposing. I guarantee you're going to see them in the next 2 to 3 months trying to pass this stuff because they don't have enough sense to figure out how to do something on their own. Every new idea, every inventive thing they've got that they've done, they got it from me. And that's great. I don't need the credit. Let's just do it. We all still live here. These are my friends. But they've been sitting on their hind legs, not doing anything. How do you take credit for talking about tearing down the building? Is that your big credit? Oh, I tore this building down. You didn't build nothing else? You didn't buy nothing. You didn't provide any new jobs. All you did is tore down another building in the city that we get no tax dollar on. Come on, we need to wake up. A city's got to have thriving life. It's got to have people energized. It's got to have children that are inspired. It's got to have a soul, a heart. We can't just go with politicians just because, oh, that's my friend. Come on, you can still be your friend, but we need certain things done.
Dr. Officer, you know that the surrounding communities have gambling machines.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't the present administration filed paperwork for East St. Louis?
I've told you this last week. The reason you don't have a video poker machine in a place like Billy's Pastry Shop that I was in this morning is because the elected officials, the 5 elected officials in East St. Louis, the ones that are downtown right now, and probably the ones that are in Springfield, have been paid for by the casino queen. They have given them $5 buffet tickets. Yeah, buffet tickets. They take these politicians, these people are making $100 million plus every year, and they're taking your elected officials and give them some buffet tickets. And they sell you out for a free buffet ticket that they can pass out to a couple of their friends and relatives. Think about that. The casino's making millions and millions of dollars a day, but they're selling you out for a buffet ticket. You could go to Golden Corral and do better.
Dr. Officer, do you think East St. Louis is ready for a major disaster, whether it be
No.
flood,
No.
or snowstorm,
No.
or cold weather?
We're not ready for one sewer to break down. We're not ready for one trash fire to fall out. We're not ready for anything near that. We've got some good, dedicated public employees. There's some good people working here. But we're not prepared. We don't have anybody that has tried to prepare us. It's been a while since we had emergency services preparedness training. No, we don't. You need me as mayor to appoint an emergency services director that cares about you, that understands civil defense. I understand how to do this. I did it before. I will do it again. I'm prepared to give you emergency preparedness from day one.
Dr. Officer, what are your thoughts on the election board putting all 25 precinct polling places in one central location with disability access.
That's not going to happen. That's not even fair. Um, you have to have polling places in people's neighborhoods. That's the fair way to do it. Putting everybody at East St. Louis Senior High School and having you try to vote there would be a complete disaster. You couldn't get everybody in the parking lot. You couldn't get them all into coordinated spaces properly. I don't believe so. I don't know if I want to be in a room with that many politicians. Do you? I wouldn't want to be in the room with all those guys at one place. Let's have them in the neighborhoods where they're easier access for you. We have enough places, enough churches, enough schools where we can make easy access for you to get to your precinct, for you to vote on election day and make it responsible for you. I think that's probably the most sensible way to do that.
Dr. Officer, do you think elected officials should be more transparent to the people that elect them versus hearing the wrong information from people on the street?
I think the biggest thing that, yes, is the answer to the question. The biggest thing we got to do, we have to first tell the truth to each other. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth doesn't feel good, but there's nothing better than telling the truth. Now, my friends that are elected, I think they're really good people. They don't wake up in the morning and try to see, how can I steal from the city? How can I be wrong to somebody? How can I lie? They don't wake up like that. It just kind of goes that way during the day because some of them don't know anything about Jesus. Some of them don't know anything about going to church and following the golden rule. But I believe that, just like me, they're all sinners, but they all should be trying to do better. I believe they can do better if they tell the truth.
Dr. Officer, East St. Louis have a city manager that makes more than $100,000 in salaries, and there is no home in East St. Louis worth that amount.
I hear people talk about the salary for the city manager. The city manager probably deserves $200,000 if we had a really good one. I don't think we got one. We don't have a good one. I've said it and made it clear. If I'm elected mayor tomorrow, I would appoint Doreen C. Usman to be the city manager. She's qualified, she's compassionate, she cares, and she knows how to help people. It doesn't make any difference whether they're making $100,000 or $500,000. If they're no good, they're no good. If they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing. You know, you can have all kind of credentials. I'm having a hard time accepting the fact people are calling me Dr. Officer. Okay, my name is Carl. Okay, I'm your neighbor. I live here in the city of East St. Louis. I know what it's like to have had success with degrees and titles. That means nothing if you don't care for your neighbor, if you don't take care of him, if you don't tell the truth, and you don't work hard. What difference does it make?
Mr. Officer, as you know, Governor Pritzker was handpicked by Mike Madigan and supported by a St. Clair County politician. Do you think that's a good thing for impoverished communities like this one?
I don't know if Governor Pritzker was handpicked by Mike Madigan. Yes, he was supported by St. Clair County Democratic leaders. You know, people make up stuff that they want to make up. We have got to operate. This program is called Face the Facts. Tell the truth. If you don't, I don't know why Governor Pritzker decided to run. I don't think that a multi-billionaire was sitting there waiting around his billionaire home for Mike Madigan to come and pick him to be the governor of the state of Illinois. After all, he beat one of the Kennedy boys. He beat a few other people, okay? And they are not poor, all right? I'll ask him why he ran. Now, if he's just because he was supported by Mike Madigan doesn't mean he was handpicked. I think that they're probably are doing business because Madigan is the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the state of Illinois. If I were governor, I'd have to do business with Mike Madigan. I probably wash my hands twice a day, but I will still do business with him. I mean, it's just that simple. But let's not accuse people of things we don't know. And let's don't just tell them everything that. If you get all your information from the barbershop and the beauty shop or Facebook, you in trouble. Okay?
Mr. Officer, as you know, Colorado legalized marijuana 5 years ago, very successful. Governor Pritzker think legalizing marijuana in Illinois would help the debt. What's your thought?
Well, I got enough friends of mine that smoke weed, and I'm here to tell you, I don't think that they're gonna be buying no weed from the governor and from the state people because they don't want to pay taxes. They can go to Pookie right now and get a dime bag and be real happy. They buy that same dime bag may cost them $25. Now I'm just being real. I understand what the boys with the blunts do. Okay, they ain't about to give the state of Illinois no extra money. Now some folks who don't know any different, don't know any better, Walgreens will be selling weed in a couple of weeks. Or a couple of months rather, or definitely in another year, you'll be able to get your weed online pretty soon. Come on. America has got to the point where they need money. The lottery, legalized marijuana, if you live long enough, you'll be buying sex online. You'll be able to get it legally in the state, as long as they can put a tax on it. Alrighty. Well, we got about 4 minutes left. Oh, okay. You know, it's interesting to see all these hand signals I have to deal with in my studio. I love it. And I'm having, let's see, a difficult time, not a difficult, a fun time listening to Dr. Officer. My name is Carl, okay? You contact me on Facebook. You call me, ask for Carl, okay? I got you covered. I think I've got maybe one more question that we'll answer.
Mr. Officer, if elected, would you look into a boys and girls club or a rec center for the youth?
The JJK Center, there's no better building in East St. Louis than the JJK Center. I would think that we need to work hard and tirelessly to have programs operating in JJK as well as the Mary Brown Center. Also think it makes good sense to utilize these great schools we got. We got East St. Louis Senior High School. We've got the Wayville Young School. We've got the Lincoln Junior School, middle school. We've got some great school facilities that we could have after school programs that we can have for our young people. There's no logical reason why we can't open up those schools. As a member of the school board, I want to see us have after school programs primarily for adults. I think we need to be teaching parents how to work computers, smartphones. We need to be teaching parents how to get their GED, how to be able to be upgraded on new programs so they can help their children do their homework. There's nothing embarrassing about that. The school district is not just for people from pre-K through 12. It's for every grade level. It's to open it up. It's for education. Education is for everybody. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to experience the development of your mind. We need to get out of this old thinking. We need to be looking at new and fresh and vibrant ways to engage one another in this community. We all live here. I'm so grateful and thankful to God to live in East St. Louis, to have you as my neighbor, to have you as my friend, and I look forward as your mayor in 2019 to tell you we're going to do better, because we can do better and we will do better. And yes, there is hope. There's a future for East St. Louis, a great future for East St. Louis. And it begins with you. It begins with you saying, I'm taking ownership. I'm not selling my vote. I'm going to be here. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to vote. I'm going to get involved. I'm going to help build this city. And I'm going to pray for my neighbors. And we're going to pray right now. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you this Saturday at Mount Hope, 1907 Trinity, 9 o'clock. We'll be praying, and afterwards we're going to have a job fair where you can talk to some people who are coming to help you get jobs. Father God, we once again say thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to talk one to another. We thank you for the blessings that you shared with us by waking us up today, giving us an opportunity to call upon your name. Now we ask that you'll continue to guide us and direct us, to teach us and give us peace. So these are the blessings we ask in Christ's name we pray. Amen. Peace out. Later, baby.